Write down what you love about yourself right now. All the great things about you right now, write them down. Hey guys, Vicki Lemons here, and this video is about you writing your book. What are you waiting for? Oh, how many times? This video is about you getting started writing your book. I'm going to tell you the things that I did when I wrote my first book, and the things I wish I had done differently, the things I changed when I wrote my second and third book, which those two are completely different than my first because my second and third are children's books. Also, to give you some other options on things that you can create, I've created some journals. Maybe your book isn't big enough to be a complete book, but maybe you can put some pages in your journals. So we'll get into all that right now. We all have a story. We all can write a book. But why is your story important to you? The reason it's important to you will be important when it comes to the way you write it, because you'll have other people like you in mind. It doesn't matter if the market you feel is saturated with other books like the one you want to create. Say if it's a cooking book. It doesn't matter how many cooking books there are. There won't be one just like yours. So get the saturated mindset out your head. There's only one of you, only one person that thinks exactly the way you think, only one person with your creative spirit exactly the way it is. You put it together, you think about what you want to do, and the book. Now, you have why, your why. Why am I creating this book? The next thing is, what are my expectations? What am I expecting to get from creating this book? Am I just spreading information? Am I looking to make a lot of money? Do I just want to have my voice heard? Do I have a story that I just want it out there? When I wrote my first book, my full intention was to get my story out. That was important to me, and because I always said I wanted to write my own book, and I did. And not only did I do it, I did it for myself for my 40th birthday. It was my gift to myself. So my 40th birthday party was actually my book launch party. Same party. So do it for yourself. If you have always wanted to write this book, then now is the time. If you needed a sign, here's your sign. Go write your book. The next thing is, just get started. Just get started. Do you know how many times when I tell people I'm an author, they say, I should write a book. I have so many stories to tell. But do you know how many people say that, and then how many people actually go and do it? Not that many. Not that many at all. And it's because, number one, people get lazy. People think, oh, never mind. There's a big difference between saying and doing. And if you have ever said, I want to write a book, or I should write a book, then that means you have something in you that could probably help someone else get through a tough time, get through a past experience. Something you have to share will 100% help someone else. So you didn't say that for no reason. There was reasoning behind it. Now, whether you actually push it out or not, that's up to you. No one is going to force you to do what's already put inside you to do. You have to put the work in. So now is your time. Push it out. Push it out. There are so many YouTube videos that can help you, guide you on how to create a book, and the dimensions and the covers and all. There's so many things, which takes me to my next topic, my first book versus my second and my third. My first book, I went through Lulu Press because I had such a hard time with Amazon KDP and the cover of my first book. The cover of my first book, I had I had a graphic artist design it with me and do the measurements. Well, when it came time to upload it to KDP, I just couldn't get it together. I don't know what was going on, but my book just kept getting kicked back. So I went through Lulu Press, another self-publishing company, and the process was a little bit better at that time. However, the royalty payouts were different, and it's not as known as Amazon is. So I made more money selling my books in person versus online. This time around, with the last 2 books, and from this point on, until I get a book deal, I'm speaking that into existence, from this point on until my book deal, I will use Amazon KDP. There are so many tutorials now that weren't, I guess, available, to help me out and figure that whole thing out. This time there were a ton. So I uploaded my last 2 books, my children's books, to KDP, learned everything online by myself, which was a lot of hours working through everything. However, it was a great experience. I'm so proud of myself. The next thing is you have to decide what type of book are you going to do. First book was all words, letters, words. My second and third were children's books, so it's more illustration. So if you aren't an illustrator or you aren't an artist, then there's other ways to get your graphics. I personally used Canva. Canva is not sponsoring this video, although I will say I'm going to manifest in the future that Canva and I will be doing some business together, sponsoring one of my videos. So I did use Canva, and I did upgrade to the Pro, and here's why. I upgraded to the Canva Pro because I used it, number one, for my YouTube channel, for my thumbnails and banner and all kinds of things, but also I used it for my illustrations. And when you have Canva Pro, you can use the Pro designs to illustrate your book, and it's under the licensing agreement. But I used Canva to help me illustrate my book. Now, you can hire someone to help you illustrate your book. If you know how to draw, you illustrate your book. After that, I put my entire book together using Canva. All my journals, everything. After that, I uploaded them to KDP. This time the process was a little bit easier, as I said, and I watched a lot of tutorials. Blessing to me, all the tutorials out there. So many bits and pieces of little things here and there will get you going. So if you want to write your book, you need to figure out your why. You need to just get started. Start writing now. Start jotting down. Get yourself a notebook. Get yourself a journal. If you want one of mine, I'll put the link in the description below. Or go somewhere and get you a journal. But keep all your work together and start writing. Start looking at tutorials. Figure out what type of book do you want to do. Start looking for people who have done a similar type of book that you would like to do. Obviously, we're creators, right? So we don't want to copy, right? But we want to get an idea of what's out there, what's selling, what's the popular, patterns and prints and colors and designs, things like that. So set goals. When do you want to have your book finished? When do you want to have your cover finished? How many pages do you want to have written per day or typed per day? Set small goals and big goals so that you can stay on track. If not, it's not something that's going to pay the bills at the moment, so you're not concerned with it right now, so much so to put all your focus and your energy into it. So it's easy for it to be set to the side and not have to worry about it. But that's not how we get these things done. We get these things done by being motivated to do it even when everything around us is still happening. Also, unless you are a celebrity or you're writing certain type of books, you probably won't make millions of dollars writing books, right? But at the end of the day, as I said earlier, if you have ever said to yourself, I should write a book, then something you have experienced can help someone else, and you should write that book. And I would encourage you today to not only say it out loud right now, but then as soon as you say it out loud, grab a piece of paper and grab a pen and start writing. Today I want you to become a doer, not just a sayer. After we speak, what we are going to do, we are going to write that book. We write it. Start being a doer by starting to write. Even if it just says page 1, start writing. You deserve to have your story told, and there are millions of people waiting to read it. Well, maybe not millions, but you never know. That's the beauty of it. Your message can inspire one person. That one person may be in the position to inspire millions. So you could be the person that inspires the person that inspires millions, which means you are responsible for inspiring millions. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It is the way that I can continue to bring you content. And as always, I thank you and God bless.